if I make up the bed, if I clean the room, then by that time it's busy. Let me use some time now for chanting, because it's very quiet. But you feel like, oh, but I will have the Lord Himself on my tongue. Maybe I'm not so clean. So then I sing, Maduram Madure Yogi Mandale Yogi Mangalam Bhavadam Bhavane Yogi Hare the best of the purifier. What is the best of the purifier? Hare Krishna. So you just chant Hare Krishna. That is the best purifier, better than the wind, better than water, better than the sun. So if you want to get up at 2, let's say, it's a bit early to shower, but the house is asleep and you finish sleeping, so you get up and spend time with your best friend and chant the Holy Name a little bit. 16 rounds is what is our minimum to taking Diksha, but there is no maximum. Earlier today I was speaking and I was telling how actually the consciousness that we have when we're chanting, when we pick up our japa beads, may determine a lot what will happen with our chanting. If we pick up our beads and as a burden, oh my God, 16 to go, how am I going to do that? And honestly, I think we can all say we have days like that where we're thinking, oh no, I'm going to chant, I got to chant. Now, would you speak like this about your best friend? Oh, my best friend called me. Oh no, I'm going to go see my best friend. But actually, the Holy Name can give you everything. Only the Holy Name can give you everything. Hare Namaiva Kevalam Hare Namaiva Kevalam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama. is a product of the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord. The only thing that is reality, again I say reality, the only thing that is the holy name of Sri Hari, because the holy name of Sri Hari alone is everything. Sometimes we think that our debts, our goals, our desires, our realities, those are just temporary things. Our finances, our ups and downs, our moods, those are not reality. The reality, the only reality is Hare Namaeva Kevalam. Hare Namaeva Kevalam. Hare Namaeva Kevalam. Hare Namaeva Kevalam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Sadguru Satita Sati, Sadhu Sati, Samata Bandavo Visa, Samata Visa, Shishayet Sada Smartum, Shishayet Sada Smartum, Hare Namaeva Kevalam, Hare Namaeva Kevalam, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That person is a true preceptor, or a true father, a true mother, a true friend, only if they teach one to always remember that the holy name of Sri Hari alone is everything. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare I don't know, how many of you are second generation devotees? Or is everybody first generation? Some confused, that first generation, second generation. Oh, of course, I'm a Madonna player, when people become devotees, they often refer to the first person who led them to Krishna consciousness, which may not necessarily be a very highly elevated devotee, or it may be a pure devotee, but the first person that makes you a devotee is always something or someone that's very important in your life. So, usually people like to know a little bit about when I came to Krishna consciousness. So, I came to Krishna consciousness as a result of a school project. We were asked to study comparative religion, and I chose to be in a group where the other students were very good students, always had good marks, so that I thought I could just sign in at the bottom and get my marks. But I sort of got tricked a little bit because they wanted me to get involved. So part of that was to visit the Hare Krishna temple to find out what they were about. And by nature, I was somewhat of a leader in the community of students. Although I was no good for nothing, I missed classes a lot and I was very rebellious, but somehow I had this nature. So they dragged me there, and I started asking many questions to the poor brahmachari who had been in the movement for an entire 2 weeks, wearing saffron, shaved head, fully dedicated, really serious boy. And I kept badgering him with questions, mostly stupid questions, but questions nonetheless. And at one point, being so fixed, he was so fixed in his determination of both spreading Krishna consciousness and keeping his mind intact. Because there's this 16-year-old girl, not only one, there were 4 of us, badgering him with questions. And eventually he said, I don't know how to answer all your questions. Poor guy, 2 weeks in the movement. I don't know how to answer all your questions, but I'll tell you one thing. There is something special about this mantra. If you start chanting, all your answers will be revealed to you. So, any 16-year-olds here? And you remember being 16? Just 16. 16, at least in my case, is an age of arrogance. One day, I'm a superhuman adult who knows exactly everything. The next morning, I'm practically a baby. But we forget about those times and we think we're so strong. So he tells me this, so my reply is, all right, I'll pick up the challenge. I'll prove you wrong. So he tells me where to get these. We didn't have japa from India. That was 1971. So I went to the craft store and I bought these wooden beads. And he told me how to string them. And he told me I should chant 16 rounds. Now, my mother tongue is French. He was speaking French, but somehow in the translation, rounds sounded a bit different. And I felt that each one of these were round. So, 8, 9, 10, 16. I can handle that, no problem. I will chant 16 rounds a day. So I went on to chant 16 rounds a day for a week. Then my friend said, no, you got it wrong. It's not like that. It's supposed to be all the way around 16 times. What are you talking about? It's not possible. But started chanting. And I lost my challenge. I'm still chanting. So is that devotee. So in a certain way, My first guru, I think first guru is his name is Prabhupada and the Holy Name himself. So now, later in my life, of course, I was 16. Then later I got married, I had 4 children, and, did business, and did this, and did that, and so many things that you have to do. But when came time to retire, those first moments in my Krishna conscious life were the strongest thing to keep me alive. And that was that the Holy Name will reveal everything. Now in this verse we just read, it talks about the best preceptor. That person is a true preceptor, or true father, or true mother, true friend also. Only if they teach one to always remember the holy name of Sri Hari. Now that's for everyone. That is the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Not only that you found out about the name of Sri Hari, but you share this knowledge of the name of Sri Hari with everyone you meet. Why do you share it? Not because you have to. Not because you're forced to. Because you have to. There's a difference. You have to just as much as, okay, now I'll say for the ladies, like if you see a sale, and just these anarkalis are magnificent. The colors are perfect, and the fabric is soft, and the fit is wonderful. Nobody needs to tell you, now you need to tell 10 friends. And right away you're on your phone. I was just there and I saw, you must go. You have to tell. For the Prabhus, I don't know if it's a new car on the market or what it is, I can't remember last time I was a Prabhu, but there has to be something. So something catches you and you need to tell, or maybe something that's more universal. You see a movie and it's a really good movie. Nobody needs to tell you, please do some promotion for this new movie. Nobody needs to tell you. You're telling everyone. No matter what, you're telling everyone. So it's like that with the holy name. If you can, bring it here. What is it over there? So it's like that with the holy name. That time that you spend alone with the holy name, chanting in the morning, chanting japa, trying to connect to the holy name, you spend that same time. That time is awakening the desire to tell others about this holy name. Now sometimes, one time, Srila Prabhupada was asked, that's in 1969, he went to go in Subal, asked Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, is it okay to think about Krishna's pastimes when we're chanting? What do you think Srila Prabhupada said? Some people will say, no, you just hear, just try to hear Krishna saying, just try to hear. That is also there. But Srila Prabhupada said in 1969 to Subal in a letter, you must remember Krishna's pastimes. Now, remember means that it's already in your mind. You don't make it up, it's already in there. So that means we have to get to know about Krishna. Who is he? What does he do? What does he look like? Who are his friends? What did he do now? What did he do then? Who is he? If we don't know these things, when we're chanting japa, well, miracles happen. Krishna could reveal himself, what all his pastimes are. But it's much more likely that you will remember if you sometimes read about his pastime. Srila Prabhupada had us read Krishna book every night. Well, someone would read and everybody else would drink hot milk. And then after that we went to sleep, exhausted. And then this last Leela we heard would go with us to bed. Now, if the last thing you do at night is watch Netflix. Then you will wake up in the morning and you'll start chanting. Hare Krishna, Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Why did he leave her? She was so nice. Now the whole family is broken. What will happen to the children? Krishna Krishna, Hare what was that? What happened again? And then this way, you'll be caught in last night's movie. Now, last night's movie was, we heard a story today about Krishna lost his blanket. And he was afraid whether Yashoda would chastise him. Isn't that how it went? And then his friend said, well, maybe you can just tell her the cows ate it. And Krishna said, that's not going to work. What was the other excuse? The Jamuna. Yeah, when you jumped on Kaliya, you dropped it. No, this isn't going to work. So like that, if you hear some pastimes of Krishna, then they're more likely to show up in your japa as well. So, sorry, I usually take medicine at this time, so we have an arrangement. last breath will come and put an abrupt halt to all one's material plans. I know I look older, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to leave first. I don't want to look at anyone and say, maybe you would, because those are getting cursing. But really, we can all look at ourselves inside. From the moment we took our first breath, there's a certain number of us that the sun is our quota, and we don't know what that number is. Sometimes people die very young, so there is no certainty when the last breath will come and put an abrupt halt to all the material plans. Therefore, it's wise to always practice chanting from very childhood. The holy name of Sri Hari alone is everything. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare more painful than any other misery in the world. Mistaking it as a mere piece of glass, the people have forgotten this jewel. The holy name of Sri Hari alone is everything. Well, when we hear this, taking a jewel for a piece of glass, I think most of us think of Dhruva Maharaj, that statement he made. He was asking Krishna for a kingdom when he could have the Lord. Now, what about if someone goes to kirtan to enjoy the senses? It'll be fun, nice music, everybody's dancing, we're going to have a good time. And what if we compare that to somebody who chants as an offering to Krishna? Isn't it that one is getting a broken piece of glass, a little bit of fun, and the other one is getting love of God? That is the real jewel. So when we think about it, then how do we want to approach kirtan? As a prayer or as something fun? It's fun, there's no harm, but what is our goal when we're going to kirtan? Again, you can change your mentality, like I said at the beginning. The mentality is, oh no, I'm going to change up. You just try saying, I have a meeting with my best friend. Try thinking in a different way. So the same thing with kirtan also. Try thinking about it in a different way. I heard that this pleases Lord Chaitanya. Let me try to please him tonight. And forget about yourself. I promise you, not only that the kirtan will be more enjoyable, although that's not what you went for, but it will be more enjoyable. So even if you're thinking, oh, I want to have fun, and put that aside. So it's like I shouldn't be telling you that it's more enjoyable. It's a secret, really, but it will be. So how do we want to approach kirtan? And I have to say that in Bahrain, everyone's participation did not feel mundane. It really felt quite genuine. But it is sometimes, it's there. So if you find some of that in your heart, then try to chase it away, because there is so much more. Try to look for the gem and don't be satisfied with the broken glass. Hare Krishna. Oh, that's a good one. Sorry. You sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. maybe by then you will be able to sing Kevalastakam. Then we can all sit together and glorify the holy name. Anyone have any questions?
Any questions? Yeah.
Not hard. Otherwise, I know there are people who ask hard questions, just answer a different answer. Don't push me to do that.
Great. Thank you for your wonderful enlightenment from the Kevalastakam. My memory, I believe, is the first time that somebody is leading the Kevalastakam and explaining the meaning of it in Balaramdesh. My memory. Thank you so much, Mathaji. The point of my question is, basically, while I toddler in kirtan, I just wanted to get it clarified. Sometimes we go beyond the tunes, the music, and the singer, how they present it, rather than on the concentrating on the holy name. So as a listener, as a recipient, what should be the mood equally for all the kirtaniyas, not just for any particular singer, distaste for others. We go away, we do our work, and when they come to know that this lead singer is going to sing, I come and sit and enjoy, or as Mathaji mentioned. I just wanted to add that clarification.
Yeah, it happens. Some singers actually sing better than others. Some are more educated, some use better tools, and those are the ornaments. But what are the ornaments of the holy name? So yes, you can see a difference, but you should always keep in mind that those differences are just different kinds of ornaments on the holy name. But that the holy name is the most important. Now you're talking about the material quality of the kirtan. There's also the spiritual quality of the kirtan. So sometimes people say, oh, I don't know, I can't stay for this person's kirtan because he does this nonsense, that nonsense. I don't want to be there. And to that I will say that yes, Bhaktivedanta says that in every kirtan there should be Shuddhanam chanted. At least one person should chant Shuddhanam. But I've never read anywhere that it says it has to be the kirtan leader. So that Shuddhanam can be chanted by you. So if you're feeling that the mentality or the mood of the kirtaniya is not spiritual enough, then you take it upon yourself to make it more spiritual. If a kirtaniya is making too many mistakes or singing out of key or what to do? Can either tolerate and just try to focus on the name or come back a half hour later. If it's causing a disturbance to your mind. But the best is to try to hear the holy name. And for those who do kirtan, try to educate yourself. It doesn't mean like sometimes the Vishaka Mathaji is telling me people approach her, she's very qualified. Like I don't know if you know Ajahn Chakrabarti, but she's his pupil. So she studied from childhood under Ajahn Chakrabarti. So she knows the intricacies of raga and proper sur and proper alankaras. She knows. So people approach her for learning, and they tell her, no, I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. Just teach me a tune so I can sing at Kirtan Mela. I can tell you right now she will say, then I'm not a teacher. Go somewhere else. So for those who do kirtan, you spend so much time studying so many things, especially the young ones. Study properly. Study. Learn it. Learn what the different ragas are. Learn what it is to be with accurate sur and when you're not, and when it's tal, and learn it. Especially if you want to help others. There is no harm. You can chant any way you want, and Krishna will like. But especially if you're young, then why not learn to do it properly? Then more people will be attracted. People who have more materialistic mentality, like this is not sounding nice, will want to come because the kirtan will sound nice. So learn how to make better ornaments for the name by learning to sing properly. I don't know if I've answered your question at all. I said a few things.
No, I was just a supplementary question, Mathaji, or what Prabhu asked. In the kirtan, for example, like now, the mode of the kirtan is to chant the holy name in a very nice way, so that it creates a nice ambience. But my question is like the tune which the kirtaniya sings generally should match with the audience level of perception, so that he can participate
Don't
better.
make it too complicated.
Yeah, some kirtanas, they want to maybe expose themselves to do a nice kirtan, which the audience will not be able to follow. So what should be the general mood of the audience and the kirtaniya?
Yes, the kirtan has to try to find a balance, but if he's accustomed to a melody, he will not see if it's easy or if it's hard. When no one is responding, then you know you're doing something not quite right. So if you study, my second kirtan, I had to stop after a few measures and I told everybody, please listen, because we were not singing the same thing. So it happens like that. So you try to induce everyone to listen carefully and repeat properly. And if it doesn't work, then you just change melody. You have to. But if you're always immersed in music, then you want to offer the best. So you really try to sing the best. But so you have to, as a kirtaniya, you have to try to find the balance. And as a kirtaniya who's participating, because it's not like there's only a couple kirtaniyas in this room, probably 50 of us. All the ones who take part in kirtan are also kirtaniyas. So you have to make an effort. If you're not making an effort on repeating what's being sung, maybe you're having too much, giving your mind too much free time. So you can go, on your shopping list and on your things to do, and, But if you have to I know some kirtaniyas use frequent changes in melodies or a little more complicated melodies for that purpose, so that you have to concentrate. I know there's a melody from my interpreter when he lumps together a few Krishnas, and whenever someone sings that one, I'm completely lost. Okay. There's supposed to be 3 Krishnas. So Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. 3 Krishnas in a row. But they're not funny. It goes like Hare Krishna, Krishna. And then there's a Krishna left. So I always have to really concentrate. If I have 1 Krishna left, I have to fit it in somewhere. I'm thinking like this the whole kirtan. And there's a friend of mine, I have kirtan in my house almost every night. And he sings this melody often, and every time I tease him, I say, oh my God, that's so hard, I had some Krishna left. I couldn't put them in. But I can tell you, I was concentrating. So that there's different reasons why kirtaniya will do that. And I think that was Anindra Prabhu's point with this particular kirtan, was to make everyone really concentrate on hearing and repeating. Not that that is so complicated, but you have to pay attention. You can't just absent-mindedly, Hare Krishna, and that one is easy. You can just... like that.
So one last question. Not this one question. Actually, I wanted to request to Mathaji to, can you please speak a little bit about mode of Indra Guru, about the only thing?
We'll be here till morning. And the Prabhu is pure devotee. So who am I to try to accept pure devotee? All we can do is try to understand things from Shastra, how to chant purely, that we know from Shastra. Now, what am I going to tell you what Shastra says? Very easy. Janadati Sulichena, Darojinoslashana, Amanina Namadena, Kirtan. Those are kirtan centers. And then one other line. The Davamiya Janina Navada. The last line of the second verse of Sri Shastra. Don't commit offenses. Be humble, tolerant. And then you can chant properly. And this was his life. Andhra Prabhu's determination was unfathomable. Such determination I don't think has been seen anywhere else. One of his boys told me that at one point he got angry at Krishna. He had this power to get angry sometimes. And he took his japa beads and he threw them across the room. He said, "Damn it, I'm doing everything. Why you don't reveal yourself to me? Why you don't tell me my eternal form?" Then he picked up his beads. He started chanting. He said, "I'm not going to chant, eat, or drink until you tell me." Then 3 days, 3 nights chanting, no eating, no sleeping. That's determination. Then he knew he was in his eternal form. Now, do we have that determination? This is, for us, it's unfathomable. It's another world. The determination of Andhra Prabhu. We can just look at it in other places. A couple of years ago, I saw a description of Andhra Prabhu online. It says, Ayendra Das, vocalist. I was so angry, actually. He was a vocalist, but to describe such a person as a vocalist, you know, it's like looking at a Vrindavan and saying, "Oh, it's some play sculpture." I think you missed the point. You missed the point entirely. And Prabhu, such a great contribution to our movement because he dared to be different without everything being from Srila Prabhupada. And this is something that each one of us is eternally different from one another. Otherwise, it would be very boring for Krishna. So He's created us each differently, and He wants each one of us our own spice of love. So He is different. He doesn't have to be a copycat. You know, there's 100 of them, all the same, wearing the same. And the Bhakti program in my quarter, if any of you saw them ever, there'll be like 20 boys, the same kurtas, like dhoti, folded the same way, same number of beads front and back, and the same kurta and the dance. And you know, okay, it's a good start. There's nothing wrong with doing it as a bhakta, but at some point in your spiritual life, you have to find your new way of expressing your Krishna consciousness. And Andhra Prabhu is an example of doing that. He expressed himself from his heart, not from neons. He was led by his heart. I don't know, we can go on and add so much more about that. Then it's this ocean of good God, purity, dedication.
Great. Thank you for that.
Sorry for the trouble, thank you.
It's a blessing.
like to request you to bless all of us. So that very soon the temple for Radha Bharineshwara manifests over here. There are many devotees, they are working on it. So we need your blessings.
This